All right. One of the people who was involved in our legal program a lot was Gary Anderson, and Gary, more than many of you, I get to see on a regular basis because we both are pumping iron at the McGaw YMCA up in Evanston. And Gary, can you tell us about the legal program and some of the things that stand out for you in remembering what that served the program did?
Well, I became familiar with Rising Up Angry in the early 70s after it had been around for a couple of years. And I met a bunch of people who were in Angry from the Albany Park area. And the first thing that I ever went to that Angry organized was the Gutman Tribunal in Uptown. And these were some slumlords that were like running down property. They had no problem dealing with the local democratic machine. They were just like unbelievably profit-oriented and against the people. And at this tribunal, a really strong case was laid out against them. And I think it was in the Uptown People's Church, if I remember. And there was like, there was close to 1,000 people in that audience there. And it got good publicity and stuff, and really put a lot of pressure on the city to try to do something about this. So I started getting involved with Rising Up Angry. There was a legal program going on. I eventually got involved in that. We would go out and work with people in the neighborhoods, and when they were having like legal problems and stuff like that, we would assist people with getting lawyers to help them out in court, representing people in housing court with various kinds of criminal cases and things like that. And a lot of these cases we also organized around and got people in the neighborhoods involved, not just like, oh, this guy got arrested and a lawyer's going to defend him, but the people in the neighborhood will also help defend him. And it was really a good organizing project.
It was a great program. Now, one of the things we did was to spread the word. We would take this newspaper and we would take it all over town. It was a vehicle by which we could, not only all over town, but around the Midwest and beyond. We would talk to people. We would sell to people. Time to take the chain from the brain. Time to get back in the people's game. Time to move from the lower level to the higher, from the shallower to the deeper, from the one-sided to the many, from the abstract to the concrete. All power to the people. Get your paper. And one of the people who helped distribute the paper, who and was not like a greaser from the neighborhood, but was a suburban hippie young guy, was Tim Berg. And Tim, why don't you scrunch up over in here? And you had written some really nice memories that I got in the email. Can you share with us whatever you'd like to share about Rising Up Angry in the next 2 minutes that we have left?
All right. The Rising Up Angry was sort of like a dream come true for me. I grew up in Winnetka, and so I was dropped out of high school as I figured, okay, the revolution's 10 years away. Where am I going to be? I want to be there, a part of that, and so it was came into the city and got associated with Rising Up Angry because they were the people who were active and working and doing things that I wanted to do, and so it was a lot of fun. And we ended up doing a lot of fun, but a lot of work too. But doing the cultural stuff, the dances at the Midland, the Wobbly Hall, and it had a lot of stuff. We were I call it cultural warriors, because we thought that one of the ways you're going to reach people is through culture, through music, through dance, through whatever, through movies. Things like that is gonna reach people's hearts and minds. So it was a good lesson for me.
Michael, Patrick, go ahead.
Yeah, one thing that Lisa didn't say for herself that I wanted to say that is really important, I think, is that a lot of what Lisa did as we moved around neighborhoods was talk to the women who were on the corners, because Rising Up Angry was a very
macho.
You could say male-oriented organization, but the people that we were talking to were not really, and we were only semi-clued as we would talk to people. And Lisa made a really big difference to the way that we reached people in the neighborhoods.
Yeah, and the women emerged in that organization with a lot of power and influence, and all the men are much better for it. We're running out of time, and well, we will be around for the next 2 days. There is a samba dance tonight with Chicago Samba here at the Heartland. And in the old days, as Tim mentioned, we used to have a thing called Cooperative Energy Supply. We would do dances where we pulled kids from neighborhoods all over the city. We'd introduce them to not only rock and roll or to Latino music or to folk music, but some good, wholesome food, which did lead to the Heartland Cafe. And we will be around for not only today and tomorrow. The exhibit, Rising Up Angry in Chicago's Early Rainbow Coalition, is on the wall. We've run out of time, so I want to thank everybody who makes this show possible. Tune in every Saturday morning, 88.7. Listen online at WLUW.org. Go to youtube.com/heartlandmedia. And I want to encourage you all to do good in the world, because the world needs all the good that you do. All power to the people. Over and out.